What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? All right, we got a little echo. Let me figure out what's going on here. A little momentum. I'm testing. All right, I'm still getting a little echo. Okay, I'm testing. I'm still hearing the echo. Now, give me just a moment. Of course, this would happen on my birthday, April Fool's Day. All right, I'm testing in the Zoom room. Can y'all hear me in the Zoom room? And then testing on YouTube. Can y'all hear me on YouTube? Hmm? It's an echo. Gotcha. Can you all hear me now? Can you hear me on YouTube? Can you hear me on Zoom room? Is there still an echo? No echo in the Zoom room and no echo on YouTube. Okay. Oh, Lord of mercy. Let me tell y'all something. The devil is busy, but God is real. Okay. Please order my steps. Listen, that song is in my head this whole week. This whole week. I thank you all for offering me this opportunity to be here and to impart anything that I've learned in your hearts and your minds and in your practice. So I can't give too much of a speech today because I just spent 20 minutes trying to get y'all synchronized online.
Recording in
So
progress.
I just want to say today is our AI day. We're not starting the AI like course that you all are going to participate in until 8 o'clock because that's normally every single week we do this. Every single week at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays we do AI class, and then every single Wednesday we do Photoshop class. I'm thinking about building maybe at least a monthly Canva, but right now we have 2 monthly Canva classes. Well, at least once a month Canva classes, maybe every other week we do Canva classes. So this helps me to understand what you all need to help, what you all need from me as far as instructions, resources, even story time, y'all. I know even those where you all tell me that even my story times are good, not just entertainment, but lessons and blessings for you all as well. So as we do this journey together, thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for my birthday wishes. I'm literally spending my birthday with y'all. And it's not an April Fool's joke. This is my birthday. And I told you I was going to tell you why April Fool's is a special day, not just because of my birthday, but my dad would tell me growing up that I was the April Fool's joke. My mom had told my dad that she couldn't have kids anymore. And voila, here I come, busting out on April Fool's Day. So, your April Fool's in April blessing is here to help you all along your path of this sometimes scary route of Photoshop, designing, artwork, production, starting your own business, creating freedom for your own family because you want to be able to work from home, all of these things. I have literally devoted my life to living and learning these things so that I can share them with you all. Thank you so much for all the birthday blessings. And I love it. All right, so let's spend my birthday together, y'all. I have a little bit of time that I'm going to be spending this evening. Once we get done with class, I'm actually going to be doing I'll start it a little bit now, but I'll be doing some artwork after we're done with our class. Usually classes starts at 8 o'clock, it's done by 9 o'clock on Tuesdays, same thing on Wednesdays. So I'm probably going to stay a little bit with y'all this week, maybe like an hour extra. We'll see where time takes us to make sure that we get a little bonus material and that my craft to quit crew get some extra time with me inside the Zoom room. The folks on YouTube, you all have some cool stuff to look forward to and learn, even though maybe you haven't. I'm not going to say y'all can't afford it because I know you can afford it. We can afford anything in this planet that we truly put our minds to. So, when you're ready to make that investment, you'll be happy to hop on over and get into the Zoom room, get access to the downloads and all the tools that we have here inside the Academy. But in the meantime, in between time, all I ask that you do, if you're watching on the YouTube side, just make sure that you like and subscribe, please, and share this with a fellow creative. If you share it inside a group, let me know and I'll shout that group out. But please share this information because that's how I'm able to continue to make it free for y'all on that side because it helps to boost the algorithm and gets the YouTube views that help me get the information out to the people, y'all. YouTube ain't paying me like that. Last month, YouTube sent me $60. That's it. $60 to make, I think I did over 300 hours of content for $6. So y'all please know that you may not be paying me right now inside the Academy, but you are paying me with your attention, and I appreciate that. I value that, and the way that I value that is to take the things that you all want to learn, create content, and create classes that fit the things that you all want to learn. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with just a demo for tonight. I want to show you all the ways that we're using AI for Grad. And of course, we have our class today. We're going to do some exquisite mock-ups, and then I'll show you what we do with those mock-ups too. Now, before we get started with that, I want to kind of go over some of the AI classes that we've already done since the beginning of AI classes. Okay. I will go ahead and give you all a summary of AI classes I think that would help you in your graduation journey, just to kind of help you shortcut. AI class number 004 and customer happiness. If you can make note of this, what classes I'm talking about here, because this is just basically to help jog y'all's memory. What you can use, what's in them. We have some mascots here. This is in AI 004. We created custom mascots. That one will be helpful, and that one's more football related. In AI 007, some of you are doing prom right now. We're not just talking about grad, but it's grad, it's prom, it's send-off parties. People are going to different colleges and things of that nature. People are getting into their careers. So maybe they're graduating college and they're going into their profession. Well, you might want to have a send-off party, or they're getting into their sorority or fraternity of choice, and you might want to have a party for that. So this class right here was one of the first ones. This is class number 007. And we learned how to do like our king and queen images, do face swap, that sort of thing. I think that one would be really great for prom. What else do we have here? Basketball is 010. So here, if you're looking for like your mascot images, we created a bunch here. Cartoon style, we did 3D animation, we did photorealistic mascots, all of the above there. We even did logos there. So that was 010. Y'all might be able to use that one for the sports side. We also, AI 12, if you remember this one, we did mock-ups for our ideal client. So if you're looking for some images and some prompts, because it isn't just about the images, about the prompts that are already ready to go. This one would be good for you all doing mock-ups. All right, so these are the family on the football field. We're doing mock-ups right now, but we are doing product photography type mock-ups. All right, chibi characters. This will be chibi would be good for if you are, let's say, for instance, doing maybe like kindergarten or fifth grade pre-K graduation. Chibi style is really popular. Try that one out. If you're doing activity books for those kind of graduation books or even parties, make sure you check out AI 015. That's for the coloring book. Yeah. There we go. So there's some prompts there if you all want to just freeze frame and catch some of those on the YouTube side. If you're on the on the Zoom room, in the Zoom room, if you do not have access, if you have not unlocked, and by me unlock, use it as a package you could pay for to unlock all of your AI classes and all of your Photoshop classes, so you don't have to wait for them to unlock every 7 days. We have 3 years worth of classes, y'all, by the way. I just checked that out the other day. I was scrolling down, unlocking somebody's courses, and it says unlocks in 3 years. So if you don't want to wait 3 years for your 200 plus Photoshop files to unlock, right now we have about a year and a half of AI classes. So if you want to go ahead and unlock those immediately, then just make sure in the Zoom chat, just put the word unlock. And then let us know what your academy email is. And what we're doing is we're making special deals for those who have been with the academy longer. And then we have a special deal for you, even if you've been just got into the academy with us and you want to unlock all your classes, then we have that opportunity. All right. So this is another one, AI 016. Yeah, this was a big one where we had a lot of our grad models. This is from last year. This is how far I'm going back. This is from last year. We created models. AI 17. I don't know if y'all remember this, but we did a whole session on the card burst through. And that's going to be really popular again for graduation season. You can even check out AI 19. Now, this is a cool one. If you want to do that mirror effect. You can do the mirror effect and you can also face swap on that. And it'll swap both faces. I don't know if y'all know that, but it'll swap both faces, not just one. And then just in general, y'all don't forget we got the Easter class. I know we did some patterns and things of that nature, but we did it old class back in, excuse me, y'all. We did that back in 2024, but we have a new updated version of this class as of, I believe, last week or the week before. So just giving y'all a reminder of some of the AI classes that we have and some of the ones that are going to be beneficial right now. Right, you also have AI class number 20. This is the one we did for baseball. So if you're looking for baseball characters to go with either your graduation or some of the images that you're putting together, you have that there. Let's keep it rolling. AI 21. Now, this one we did use for graduation. And this one was a really hot one for, I believe it was Photoshop class number 68, 261. I can't remember, y'all, but y'all know. We did like football fields on fire. I see y'all got the cowgirls there on fire. But this one was really good for creating some of the balls that are on fire that ended up accenting a lot of our images. So that prompt is in there. Make sure you use it. AI 22. Now this one we did some graduation mockups. Now you'll see how just a year, you're going to see the difference in the AI mockups that we created last year and the AI mockups that we're going to create today. So this one was AI 22. And we did, let me scroll up here. There's a bunch of models in here, but this one was primarily for product mockups, okay? And then what I was doing was showing you if you want to create mockups where you have like graduates wearing a t-shirt so that you can mock up. I may possibly go into this one. Let me put this one in my notes, the AI 22, because I may go into one of these. We'll see if I have some time tonight and show you how to take one of those images and turn it into a mock-up. How many of us inside the Zoom room and on YouTube, what are the top 3 products that you're selling for graduation? Top 3 products that you're selling for graduation. So that will let me know what to spend some time mocking up tonight. Okay. And let's see, Shakita, Maisha, you gave your email. Shakita, can you give us your email? And Tanisha, can you give us your email so that we can send you the special link and a special price to unlock all your classes? And like I said, if you're OG triple OG, Shakita, I see you, baby. Thank you for coming back. If you're OG triple OG and you have everything locked up to a certain point and you just need to unlock a certain number of courses, we can offer you a special price so that you can unlock those courses. Okay. Like I said, my goal for this graduation is to make sure that you have all the tools that you want to have access to, and that I give you as much value as possible so you can make the most of this graduation season. Okay. Stoles, shirts, banners, and fans. So stoles, shirts, banners, and fans, and customer happiness. If you could help me put this into the working document tonight for our AI class. And then also go ahead and drop the working document for AI class, because some of the people in the room right now are in Craft to Quit, so they have access to the full week challenge. Some are in our gold membership and only have access to this Tuesday and Wednesday, which is AI and Photoshop live class. So I want to make sure that everybody has these notes that are in the room today. Okay, shirt, stole, tumblers, yard signs. Okay, so I need to incorporate those when we do our class tonight. Got y'all. I got y'all. All right, so let's keep moving. Now, AI 23, this is not particularly a graduation design, but this is one that I believe you can use for just spring in general. Y'all, this one right here could definitely help put you over the top for some of your clients that are wanting like a sophisticated and luxury look without it necessarily being about books and mascots and that sort of thing. Sometimes people just want to have a really clean and elegant look, and they don't want the thematic look. So you can go with this whole floral session that we did, AI 23. I think it's truly going to help you out with that. Now, we even made some floral designs so that we could use them, but we also did some artwork with the florals. So imagine your grad, whether it be a high school grad, college grad, and just doing a floral theme of their images rather than doing like the books or the sports style theme. So this is just another variation. And with it being spring and approaching summer, I think that floral look is going to be a banger. All right, so that is AI 23. Um, AI 26. There are some mock-ups in this one. And we even did a lot of the mock-up styles that you see us doing tonight. You'll see some improvements on these things. But y'all, this was 2024 when we did this. Okay. I want y'all to step into, let's see what Midjourney does now that it's 2025, a year later, and we have a little bit different prompts that we're using tonight, but still this class right here, AI 26, is going to be a one to reference as well. All right, let's keep moving. We're only halfway through our AI classes. Let's see. That watercolor one, you can use that to create some of the watercolor imagery that you might want to see. And like the wreaths, those were good from here. Actually, the wreaths would be a really good. I didn't even. Oh, we got to incorporate the wreaths in the floral. I'm doing a floral take on one of our upcoming designs. So if y'all haven't noticed what we're doing, every single month now, I'm picking kind of like a campaign. So if y'all haven't noticed, that's what I've been doing for this last one. So I pick a campaign. We'll do like one kind of t-shirt slash design. And then what we're doing after that is we're learning how to implement that design style into different products. So if we're talking about doing archways or floor wraps or backdrops or t-shirts, graduation stoles, whatever the products are, learning how to take that, incorporate that into designing for a specific product, and then also doing your mock-ups. So basically, if we do this whole project for the month, then we end up somewhere like we are here, and we're in the mock-up phase of the whole graduation project. So yes, we created some beautiful graphics. Yes, we've been knocking it out the park with template number 304 and using it in different ways. Now it's time to learn how to mock it up so that we can prepare this stuff for our social media and our websites. You get where I'm going with that? So yes, I taught you how to design the raw design, which is called graphic design. I've taught you how to do event design, which you're designing these large format products. And then I taught you how to mock up, which is what we're doing this week. And then the next step is showing you how to take those mock-ups and use them for marketing purposes. All right, so I'm just putting here my AI 27. I don't think I'm going to use one of those wreaths. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Now, AI 32, we did zodiac there, but y'all look at these themes. Y'all did y'all thing. I'm so impressed. So we did zodiac here, but you could still use some of these styles in order to prepare for graduation as well. Actually created some little characters there. So these same styles you can use there. Not necessary, but I think that we did come up with some really cool designs there. The floral clip art one, AI 035. That one is going to be really good for creating. You see these little elements and things here? These would be amazing for graduation. So you have like a travel theme. I can see y'all using those right now. And what it is creating your own clip art sets. But then you also have your floral pieces that you can use to build your designs as well. All right. So that one is AI 035. And that is the florals. I'm taking some little notes for myself too. Y'all got family reunions coming up, so please don't think that everything is about graduation. If you could be getting some family reunion designs together too, y'all, we got a whole AI class just on that. So have that on your back burner. And then AI 39. This one is where we did floral frames. We did the squares. And then we did another class where we did some circles as well. And these are excellent, excellent, excellent for floor wraps. Okay. So that one is AI 39. And I suggest that mainly for floor wraps and backdrops. You can also use this for invitation. For instance, if you're doing graduation invitations or even menus. All right. And let me take you to, we got to go back down memory lane because we want to create something new every single week. And by we, I mean me too. But AI 41, we did homecoming. We created these really cool patches. Let's see. We also created our characters that we were using for the different schools. So that will come in handy for your graduation as well. Keep that in mind. And I think this is where we did have some patches here. Yeah. These applique patches are like, think of these if you are doing like event design and stuff. These applique patches would even be really cool to do as life-size cutouts, or at least like the cutouts that people will hold while they're taking pictures. So I haven't seen anybody do that yet. You all will probably be the first to make that happen. And of course, you can use these for apparel design too, to make it look like it's a sewn on patch and it's not going to be anywhere as expensive or time consuming. So I think that will be a good one there. That is, again, AI 041. And then using those patches. And then also I'm thinking the school letterman characters. All right, what else we got? What else we got? This yacht party, y'all. So this AI 042 was for a yacht party that I was actually helping to design for a real deal event. But I want you all to know that you can use this for, I think we did test room on this one. you all can use this for your graduation projects too. So for instance, when I was showing off the uniforms that we wanted to do for the polo shirts for the staffing, then instead of just showing like a polo shirt, what I did was I said, hey, well, I would like to show a beautiful server with a drink in her hand and a white polo on. So if I were to put that, well, I did. I actually created a mood board for that project and I put the logo on there. So I want you to think of not just how you're using AI to make something immediately, but how you're using AI and your design skills to evoke emotion. So when I see this and I see this gorgeous young lady with her uniform on, and all I'm doing is putting a tiny little logo right there on that shirt. When I charge $35 for that polo, nobody's batting an eye because they're feeling like that's going to give them the yacht experience. Okay. But if I just had a flat image of my polo, top view with the makeshift background, it would not have sold the same. If you all understand that and agree with that, let me know in the chat. How often has something you've seen the way it presented make you want it? If you see the same T-shirt on a mannequin with like a sweater tied around the neck and some high heels and some little slacks on, it looks different than if you just saw that T-shirt flat by itself, no background. Okay, am I going to buy this T-shirt? But when you see it styled, when you see it in a setting, it makes you feel something about that product now. And people don't buy for just no reason. They buy because they feel like it. We got to make them feel something. Okay. So not all the time it has to be an AI model. Sometimes it's going to be a product mock-up, a photo shoot that evokes that feeling. All right. So that's AI 042. Yeah. That one's going to come in handy. Let's see. What else we got? And I'm making this list myself because if I have some time after class, I will show you how to go into those rooms and use some of this stuff that I'm talking about tonight. If I don't have time, it's fine too, because we have plenty to do in our planned scheduled class for tonight. But like I said, if I have some time, I'll go back through that. Now, 043. Now, this was a year from the last football mascots we did. And look at how different the results are, how much more detail we can get, how much more accurate we were in prompting and getting a certain result that we wanted. And I even taught y'all some tips and tricks about changing the aspect ratio so your image didn't look all scrunched up. So that was AI 043. That's football as well with the mascots. Let's keep it moving. Do a little freestyle in AI 44. I don't even remember. Whenever we freestyle and we have a freestyle session, I'll let you all tell me what y'all are working on, what projects you're working on, and then we just literally freestyle. Let's see. I don't know if you all are doing any breast cancer awareness type products, but I did create some styles and stuff. And I forgot we did scarves in that one too. Y'all might, ooh, we gotta do the scarf. I forgot that scarves were in this class. So AI 045, y'all got to get into these scarves. The other thing is everybody's making pretty much the same type of designs for graduation. You come up with a really like high class luxury looking scarf design that still incorporates the colors, the theme, maybe even the mascot zone. I think that would be a way for you to absolutely stand out. So I know this one we were doing breast cancer awareness here, but I really like the scarf design. I would take and pull that into my graduation design theme. And then, you cannot forget about AI 46. So the coquette bows, still trending, still all the rage. And like I said, sometimes what you're doing is you're offering your clients a softer side of the graphics, and maybe they don't like the blunt oh, I got a tiger mascot, busting through the wall on every design. Maybe they'd be okay if it was just a little bit of tiger print on this bow and it didn't have any type of insignia whatsoever other than the school colors and a pretty bow. And maybe it says like Grad Mom or something, or maybe it says nothing and it just represents that particular school. That is something that you can start incorporating into your designs as well. It's very covert. It still goes with the theme, but it's not in your face. Okay. So that AI 46, the bows, still trending. Y'all see how even our old stuff is good stuff. All right. AI 47. This one we did a lot of the embroidered patches and things of that nature. So I think these work out excellent for replacing like parts of the letter. So if you want to say the word grad and then instead of an A, you put one of the embroidered images of maybe the mascot or even a graduation cap, something to that effect. Those things really, really stand out in a graphic designer. So we did a whole class just on those faux embroidery patches. All right, let me move up because this was mainly holiday stuff. AI 51. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I forgot to put that one down. 47 was the 047 were the patches, the applique patches. And then for 51, we did a lot of backdrop designs. Now, this is actually doing some elements. So if you want to know how to build your own elements that go with the theme, I have broken that down in this one. Let's see. I'm going to go to the instructions room. And then also, if this is your first time doing an AI class with us, when I am prompting with you, I'm going to be prompting in the Dr. Shannon instructions where it says no prompting, right? But you will be prompting in your rooms. And for those of you watching on YouTube, y'all just get to hang tight and y'all get to see a class that literally I charge $97 for, okay? Actually, this is the challenge. So for the whole week, you all get to view the whole week. I charged $297 for this challenge, for a 5-day challenge that I very easily sold. But what I did was I gave the challenge for free to my Craft to Quit participants. So if you're a member of Craft to Quit, you're a platinum member, go ahead with your bad self, because now you don't have to spend $297 every time I do a challenge, which now is monthly. But I also wanted to make sure I did something on the free side so you all get to view it. No, you don't get access to the files, but the access to this information is more than I have seen other people give that when you pay for something. Okay, I've actually paid for AI classes that don't give what I'm going to show you today. So please understand that in order for me to keep doing this as a free resource, I need y'all to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow creatives. All right. And then also, just to let y'all know, we have right now a special since it's my birthday. I have all the AI classes for $10 and all of the Photoshop classes for $10. But if you want a deal to unlock them all, you have to be a current member. If you're a current member, I'm going to offer you a deal to unlock all of them. And it will probably be somewhere around $4 per class. No, it's less than $4 per class. It's less than, wait a minute, I think it's less than $2 per class. Wait a minute, let me do some math here. Hold on. I didn't do this math ahead of time, so y'all gonna have to watch me do it live. I gotta bring out my calculator. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we're in class number 307. That means we have at least 207 classes. 828. Okay, so if you're a Craft to Quit member, I have that for, oh my gosh, it's $497. Let me, 497 divided by 207 classes. That's $2.40. Now, everybody else, y'all get these templates for $10 a day because they're $40 templates. I got them on sale for $10 a day. So all you have to do is comment the word template under my last Facebook post or my last Instagram post. Just comment the word template and it will take you to the link where you can purchase any of the AI classes or the templates for just $10. All right, let me make sure it works, y'all, because I set this up a little while ago when we get ready to start our class. Because I know how it is when I get ready to teach and I ain't looking at them comments. Y'all be like, it's not working. Okay, let me see what's going on here. For those of you in the Zoom room, I'm going to go ahead and give you the one that you can unlock for $4.97 right now, just in case you see what I'm talking about. And it will also give you the latest atomizer. I don't think I told y'all that. So for $497, the atomizer itself is $400 right now. I have it for $400. So y'all get the $400 atomizer. You get 207 Photoshop classes unlocked. And you get the latest atomizer, which is the 304 atomizer. Okay, and that's for my folks inside the Craft to Quit room. All right, this is your deal. And if you pay for it and you're not Craft to Quit, because we check before we unlock all your classes, we will gladly refund you your money. Okay. Now there's an option if you are a silver or gold member. That price is $8.97 to unlock all of your classes if you want that. And it also unlocks the 304 atomizer. But for the main birthday deal here, if you go, you type the word template, comment the word template under our last Facebook post or Instagram post. And while you're on the Facebook page, go ahead and like it. Because if you like the page, then you'll see whenever we do these deals and stuff, it'll inform you. All right, and let me go ahead and put. Let's see. I thought we had a banner scrolling on here. I'm going to go ahead and edit that one. HBD. If you comment HBD on any of the posts, that's my happy birthday. It'll send you the templates. And they're instead of $14, they're $10 for the day. Now, what's funny is Coach MB just turned 14 on the 14th, and I'm turning 41 on 4/1. Isn't that funny? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here for you all so y'all will have access to that. And you'll see it underneath the video on the YouTube side. All right. So Valentina, if you have some of the classes already with that $4.97 unlock, unless like you only need like 10 classes unlocked, then that's why I say if you know that you don't have I would say let's just do the math here. You got an option to do $10 classes. So let's say you only have 10 classes to unlock, then it may be a better deal for you to just unlock those 10 classes for $100, right? But if you have 207 classes to unlock, you definitely want to go ahead and do that $4.97 deal. And Craft to Quit, you won't see it on the main page. You have to search for the word rare. And then you'll see, make sure you choose this one. Don't choose the $8.97. That's for silver and gold members. Craft to Quit members, make sure you choose the $4.97 option. And then once you do that, we'll go ahead, verify that you're Craft to Quit. And within 24 hours, we'll have your 304 atomizer plus the split template that we have to do all of our shirts with small printer. And then we'll also give you access to all 207 classes for Photoshop. So if you look here, these are only a few of the photos. These are the last 10 weeks worth of Photoshop classes right here. But if you want to see all of them, just go to templates, please, right there, or click on the image here. Same thing with all the AI classes. This is on the last 10 weeks of AI classes. So if you want to see all of them, just go to AI art. And these are all 62. No, actually, we're on 69. This is almost 70 AI classes now. Y'all, we've been getting it in on this AI every single week. And if you're part of the Craft to Quit crew or the gold membership crew, then you're also getting access continually to live courses. That's the real helper. Okay. I'm telling you right now, if I did not have to go on this platform and go live every single week, then I probably would not have enhanced my skills the way that I have. Many of the best inside of Innate Academy did not start with absolutely any Photoshop experience whatsoever. But when you got an opportunity to get into the live classes, get some hands-on help, for us to pull you out the mud when you get stuck, so that you have more confidence and that you also have more competence in what you're doing. That's been the fastest and the best growth that I've seen. So I'm not saying that just to get you in the live classes. I'm saying that to get you some accountability and some real help. Okay, so you come to class every single week, whether you want to or not, you're going to learn today. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and give y'all about a little 5-minute break before we get into our session tonight, and to allow everyone to roll in for our 8 p.m. session. I'm going to go ahead and keep going through these AI classes and taking my little notes in the meantime. So you won't miss anything if you go use the restroom right now. Go grab your snacks and your water, and let's get ready for this AI in action. All right, so I was going through my notes. Okay, we went through 47. Let's see what else I would use for graduation. 51. Oh, yep, 51. I said there. We got some backdrops that work well in 51, but also these accent images. And if you don't know what accent images are, I just refer to them as accent images because they may not be the main focal image, but it's kind of like clip art, things that you can use to enhance your image, things that you might create cutouts of, things that you might use on your packaging just to kind of accent the main image or the main message, but it's not the focal point. All right, so AI 51 shows that. Now 52, if you're going with a sports theme, this whole locker thing went crazy. Okay, this right here was actually featured. The template that we did was featured in a statue tribute for an artist that did a statue tribute in Miami for Kobe Bryant. Yeah, it was Boosie, the rapper, for his birthday, and I believe it was like a gender reveal. Used the template and the AI. We actually created a template off of this one too. You all have access to it. I forget what number class it is, but y'all know which one it is. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, look at the Valentine's version. Look at y'all getting it in with all these variations. I love it. So just letting y'all know that this stuff right here, we're using every single week we create it. We're using it. We're not just sitting on it and making some pie in the sky artwork. We're making real deal stuff. All right. So AI 52 was definitely that locker room vibes. Definitely would work for graduation. Enchanted backdrops. Remember, I told you all that some people want a more whimsical or even a more non-graduation themed approach. I did a whole theme on this using basically the Wicked theme, and created a whole, and I physically created that too using this theme. So I want y'all to think, when it comes to graduation, you don't have to use books and mascots and the traditional kind of clip art and images that people think of. Yes, that's what a lot of people are putting out there. That's what we put out there in one of our templates, but that's just one of them, and that's just one approach. So think of how your clients want to view themselves. Think of how they want this moment to be, to be momentous and to be memorialized in pictures and photos and videos they share. So if you want something to that effect, I would suggest maybe going into this one, which is more of an enchanted type of design theme. And that's just the wicked enchanted theme. But if you go back, there's so many other designs and themes as well. This was, like I said, we spent a lot of time getting deep into the Wicked theme because a movie was coming out, and I got really excited about what we could do for that. But again, it doesn't have to be a graduation theme at all. It can be this beautiful garden theme. Y'all hear what I'm saying with that? I want y'all to know that the resources exist here because you're only limited by what you can imagine. So as long as we're helping to like crack open this imagination every week collectively, we're going to have unlimited resources. And that's what these AI classes and these rooms are all about. All right, so that is 053, that enchanted garden. And let's see what else we got. AI 57, we created letters. So one of the things that I did, and I'll show you all some examples on Friday of different things that I put together in different ways. But one of the things that I did a wicked theme, but I didn't call it a wicked theme. That's the one where I did the letters here. Let me see, probably here. But yeah, y'all can use these letters for cutouts. And these cutouts could be good for weddings, anniversaries, graduation, prom. These are literally images that you can use across the board, but it's just helping you kind of give you ideas or, oh, what can my accent image be? How can I produce that type of imagery? And if I want to customize it with different flowers or different colors, then here's your opportunity to do that. All right, so let's see what else. All right, yeah, I got one more minute to get back in the room, and we're going to get the prompt in for tonight. So I said 57. Also, that was the letters. If you're doing a sneaker theme, definitely check out 058. That's a sneaker ball. And this one, not only did we create some cool images that I used for a menu for a sneaker event, um, also, well, you all also, because you created these things. Remember, we created those really cool backdrops for the sneaker theme. So you have that. And then anime characters, we did 59 and 60. If you want to turn your grad into anime characters, that 59 and 60 is great for that. And even providing them with certain themes and backgrounds embedded into the anime. I think that is an excellent way to have a non-standard graduation quote unquote thing. All right. All right, AI 61, we did some photo shoots for our grad. We did images and photo shoots. So don't forget about that one. And of course, we did like different skin tones. We did different ethnicities, and then we also learned how to get different shots. So if you want to get different shots without having like three images of the person just standing straight forward, you got a 3/4 shot. You have a shot from behind. You have an over the shoulder shot. If you wanted to create those different style shoots within a single character, then this class will help you with that. Now, I can't go back and reteach all of these classes because the classes are already here for you. I'm just helping you understand what resources you have available already if you have access to all of these classes. All right, so that was for our multi-view, basically our photo shoot. Now, here's the thing. Let's say that you get some ugly behind selfies, you could take those selfies, kind of enhance them first, but you could take those selfies and you can make it look like they had a graduation photo shoot, even if they did not yet. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? What we learned in this class was to perfect the skin tone and the hair description and create multiple images of the same person, and then you just face swap, okay? So that you can get a nice quality photo so that you can put on their invitations and you can put on their backdrops if they don't have those photos yet. Because let's face it, time is winding down, and if you don't have nice photos, you may not get them in time to produce work. All right, so AI 61 handles that. Also, as a update to that one, 63 and 64 are just different photo shoot styles and different themes. So AI 61, 63, and 64 are going to help you with that. Okay. And here we did themes we did a jet set theme, travel around the world. We did a cowgirl theme. So literally we took the same type of character, we face swapped at the end and created a theme of different images. So if we're going to do a whole layout with backdrops and floor wraps and all sorts of design for the party favor products, t-shirts, stoles, etc., we have some high quality, high impact images, even though they did not send us a picture of this young lady riding a horse. Okay. So that is an opportunity for you to look like you're absolutely on top of the game by offering your clients a way to put them in a photo shoot if they haven't already done one. All right. So that's AI 61, 63, 64. And then don't forget, if you're doing your archways, 62, we did custom archways. So please don't forget that. And we did columns and things that you could use to build on your design and build on your archways. Okay. Now, this is a lot. I didn't realize that we had all of these things pertaining to graduation, our graduation projects. And we're just really talking about graduation, nothing else right now. Whew. All right, so 65, we did these backdrops, so don't forget about that. All right. This is when you want to mock up something and you want it to have more than just that like wood grain floor backdrop that everybody else has. Keep your eye out for this one. So 065 is going to be your mock-up backdrops. And I think 66 is, let me see what we did in this one. I did some floor mock-ups for that one. So for this one, we did some concept building for events, and now we're going to do the one for products, okay? So your event design, taking that to the next level with having images that help you tell the story. Like I said, you make people feel something, it's going to be way different than just showing them a mock-up of your image just floating in white space. So 066 was more for our event mock-ups. All right, now let's go on and get to work. We are in AI. Oh, dang, I forgot we did 69 too. Okay, let me just put that on my list. We did a lot, y'all. I'm literally wanting to make a package. I almost have to include all of the AI classes to include all of the things that work with our package deal. All right. So we created some accents and design elements from the mascots with the grad hat on that will be good as accent images to frames. Like I said, not everybody wants to see the mascot all over everything. The frames work well for an elegant thing. We did our book stacks, and you all saw me turn those into actually 4x8 props. So you can literally have these the size of a 4-foot by 8-foot board, and that would be a really exquisite prop. So that's where I created those props from, this particular course right here. All right, so now we're on the current class, which is AI 68. And what we're going to do is you are going to follow me inside of the Dr. Shannon instructions here. And let me check and see in the class. All right, top products. Thank you, Auntie Tanza. I'm going to copy and paste that for tonight. Beautiful, beautiful. Cool, cool. All right, so I'm going to go slow if I know we have beginners in the room tonight. So first, if this is your first time doing an AI in action class with me live, please give me a 1 in the chat. Okay. Candace, all right, love. Now, do you have access to Midjourney? And if not, it's okay. What I'll ask you to do is watch for tonight and see if this is something you want to invest in. Okay. Midjourney is $10 per month. Oh, you have, oh, awesome, awesome. Okay. And do you have access to our server? Do you see this image here with the little fan on it? With the little clack, I'm going to call it a clack fan. They call it a bamboo fan, clack fan. So if you have access to this room right here, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be prompting in my room, in the Dr. Shannon room tonight. Okay. You all will be copying and pasting the prompts into your personal rooms. Okay. And if you run into any issue, all you have to do is drop your room number and tell me what the issue is. And then I can check on you. Okay. But for tonight, what you all do is you review my screen. I typically don't do screen shares when it is AI class because we only have an hour to get it in. But I can check your rooms and I can tell you how to fix whatever the prompt is from checking on your room. Mara, is there a working document for tonight? Customer happiness, do you mind dropping that working document link again, please? And this time I'll even catch it because I don't think I caught it yet. And also for those of you all who are new, our working document is literally a live, living, breathing document that we update as we're going through the live class. So if you get a little behind or you're like, well, what was that I was supposed to copy and paste? Or what did that screenshot look like? It's going to be in the working document. This is also, some people call it a prompt book. Ours is much bigger than that. It's actually all of the steps that we did tonight. So you have access to that prompt book. You'll have access to this server forever as long as Midjourney and Discord exist. So you'll also have access to thousands of images at your fingertips whenever you're ready to work on your projects. Okay. Thank you, Customer Happiness, for the working document link. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and check my settings. I'm going to go / put in the letter S. I'm going to go to settings and then I hit enter. Okay, that lets me see what my current settings are. And I'm not going to go over them in detail, but I will go over each of them. My model number right now is on the latest and greatest, is version 6.1. I'm on stylized medium. Sometimes I switch between medium and high. Then I'm on public mode. Public mode is what I need to be on in order to see it in the room. So I need you all to have it on public mode if you want me to be able to see it. Then remix mode is turned on because I don't want it to just automatically remix. I want it to give me an opportunity to modify the prompt a little bit before it remixes. If you don't have that option to modify the prompt before you remix, that is because you don't have remix mode enabled. Now, next, I like to have strong variation mode. This strong variation mode allows me to have, when it gives me those 4 images, it allows me to have stronger variation between those 4 images. If I don't have that on, that means image number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be so similar, but it will give me a little variation. I don't want that. I want it to be pretty unique so that it stands out to my eye. Next, I have it on fast mode. Fast mode is going to use up your credits pretty normally. If you ever get to a point where you use up all your credits, then you can go to relax mode and it will allow you to still create. You just won't be able to create in fast mode. And most of the folks here, if you're using your $10 Midjourney membership and we're coming in here 4 times a month, because every single week we come in here on Tuesdays and we prompt together, almost nobody ever has run out of their $10 credits because we're all prompting together and we're creating a collective unit with thousands of images every single week rather than one person creating thousands of images and burning up all of their AI credits in one session. All right, so we work together here. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step. That is going to be us prompting, okay? So what I want to do is I want to show you a prompt here. And I'm going to simplify it a little bit first. I don't want to do multi-prompting right off the bat because we do have some new folks in the building. And let me go ahead and close that up. There we go. So one of the products you all said that you wanted to create was a t-shirt. Okay, that's one of the top products you all want to create. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the prompt here. It says product photography, a blank white t-shirt placed on a luxury emerald platform surrounded by orchid branches with soft light and shadow, delicate texture, high definition details, high resolution photography suitable for a product design magazine cover or advertisement, captured with professional studio lighting and a Nikon D850 camera. Now that, when I put it here, is just for you to copy it. So I'm going to copy it just like you would. And then I'm going to put a / I for imagine. And then I'm going to, where this little cursor is blinking, I'm going to paste the prompt there. Hit enter to let that run. Looks like it is moving there. All right, so check this out. Now, ordinarily, I just have my t-shirt just floating on a wood grain background. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Little white wall with a wood grain floor. But doesn't this look pretty appealing and luxurious? What do y'all think about it? What do you think about upgrading our mockups this year? Standing out from everybody using the same old, same old. This is possible now, right? Right. I'm glad y'all like it. So I like the one where this one's kind of floating a little bit. And we also have the option to ask it to do a lay flat presentation. But for me, if I like it, I want to go ahead and tell you all which number is which. So the top left is 1, top right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4. So if I like this top left one, I'm going to upscale the number 1. And you always want to upscale which ones you like as you go, because that lets Midjourney know that, oh, okay, you like that? Let me give you a little bit more of that next time. So I could just see you all crushing this. All right. And then, like I said, I'm going to spend some time with you all after we do AI class tonight. And I'll get into my little watch me work mode. So you all can just spend some time with me if y'all want to see me make some of these into actual mockups. All right. Now, when I like it, I also need to upscale it fully. That U1 just gave me like an initial little bump. Okay. But it's not really upscaled yet. So in order to get it upscaled, now before I upscale it, if there's anything I want to do, I can go to vary region. Let's say I want to take out this tag. Let's see if it'll let me take out the tag. It might not be a big enough space. So I'm just going to, when you're ready, edit the prompt. I'm going to go forward. It's telling me to select a larger area. So let me select a little bit larger area and see if it understands that I don't want that tag in there. I think we'll just do the tag in Photoshop because I don't want it to mess up anything further because it's just a tag. So what I'll do is I'll show you. Let me make some notes here. Remove tag with AI in Photoshop. So I'm just making some notes to what I would do in this program versus in Photoshop. So I'll still show y'all that. So I won't do that here. If there was a bigger thing that I needed to edit, then I would do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and upscale this one creative. Now, typically I use upscale creative, but I will also do upscale subtle to show y'all that Upscale Subtle takes this image and it pretty much just makes almost an identical image, but higher resolution. If you go to Upscale Creative, it will take the image and sometimes it changes the textures. It will change the face. So if you do Upscale Creative and you like the face that you had, don't do Upscale Creative. You like the face that you created, do Upscale Subtle. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let that cook. All right, now I'm going to show you how to take that same exact prompt and we're going to multi-prompt it. Why? Because if I'm creating a collection, which y'all remember this season, we did the Green Grad collection, right? So now guess what we're doing? We're taking those elements. We know we have a Green Grad collection, and now I'm going to make sure that I'm creating a photo shoot for those products so I have really dynamic and impressive images. All right, so I will take this same exact prompt here. And I don't have to put the dash version 6.1 because I'm still using 6.1 here. And I'm going to modify this prompt. So instead of a blank white t-shirt, I'm going to give you all what to put here. If you say that you want to do a t-shirt, comma, and we already have a t-shirt, but I'll put that one, t-shirt, comma, banner, comma, Tumblr, and let's do yard sign. And then what I'll do, instead of calling it a clack fan, so I'll take off t-shirt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a bamboo folding fan. And I'll put, I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese. I know they make it in China, but I don't know if the fan style. I'll put Japanese because I think it does reflect the Japanese style. Folding fan. Now, if I put this as it is right now, it's going to make all of these products in one image. I don't want that. I want each product to have its own stage. That's how it's going to look pretty and refined and very clear. You know, a lot of times we do our mockups, we put a lot of images in one view, and yes, it makes the point that we have a package, but it kind of confuses the eye of the customer. So what I want to do for this challenge is I want to show you how we can do mockups individually, make like a little slideshow that will be a video or a motion graphic on Friday. All right, so we're going to do a blank white, and then here I put curly brackets. Why do you put curly brackets, Shannon? Well, because curly brackets, when I close it, I put an open curly bracket here, close curly bracket after yard sign, means that everything that has a comma reads as its own element. So blank white bamboo Japanese style folding fan, blank white banner, blank white Tumblr, blank white yard sign. It's going to read these all as if it's its own prompt. Let me show you. So when I take this and I go imagine now, hit enter, paste my prompt, and I hit enter, it's going to say, whoa there, buddy. Are you sure you want to imagine 4 prompts at a time? And I'm going to say, heck yeah. Okay, because I don't like sitting here doing one little thing at a time. Now I will tell you that I'm impressed by some things that even ChatGPT is doing. So here I'll put on my list too to show you how you could do. You could take these and bring them in and do automatic mock-ups. Well, it's not really a mock-up. It just puts I'll call it product placement because it doesn't really mock it up, but it does product placement with the Chat GPT. So I'll show y'all that tonight. All right, now that's not really a banner. What I would need to do probably for this one, let me specify that this is going to be what type of banner? I'm going to say large format, 6 foot wide, and 3 foot tall banner. And let's see if it understands those details a little bit better. And this one is giving me a yard sign, but I didn't specify. I need to change this environment just a little bit because it's putting on this platform, which is gorgeous, but the yard sign itself probably needs to be seen and planted in the grass. And then I'm going to tell it what size yard sign to do. So let's go ahead and modify this prompt. And I'm going to say corrugated yard sign. And it is, the corrugated yard sign is usually 18 inches tall. Usually go by width first. I think it's 24 inches wide and 18 inches tall. With the metal yard stakes. So I'm going to say, instead of saying place on a luxury emerald platform, I'm going to say here. I'm going to say a luxury grass platform. And then I'll keep everything else the same. Don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. Now, this one, what it did, it gave me a taller and wider one, but it gave me look, I said 6 feet wide and 3 foot tall banner, but because I'm putting it on a platform, it probably wants me to do this one. Okay, I'm actually okay with image number 4. I do like it. I think I might mock it up tonight. Look at these yard stakes looking like nails popping out. But I will show you, I do like this. I do like number 3. I'm going to show you how to, here, I'm going to put on my list here with the yard sign. I'm going to fix it in Photoshop using AI. That's not what yard stakes look like. But they might be considering the stakes that are used to tie down like tents. So let's see. I can try this one more time. It's not getting my measurements together, y'all. And it almost got the measurements together on number 4. You see that? That's about the right dimensions. But I don't really care because I'm going to remove it out of the image anyway. So I'm just going to take the measurements out of here because it's doing nothing but confuse it anyway. And I'll just say a corrugated yard sign. I might even say Coroplast because that is the name brand of a corrugated sign. So it may be able to tell what Coroplast is. All right. So now I've just given you a formula for prompting some product images and then also upscaling them. So what I do next is I go back and I see, well, which ones do I like? Okay, for the fans, what I'm looking for is, am I going to be able to use this to put my mockups in? Because I'm going to remove this. I'm not using their mockups because I may not be able to find a fan that looks like this. I want to use my mockups. But here's what you're using AI to help you with. Well, if I place my fan here, where's that shadow going? Now I see where that shadow goes. Here's the shadow going here. So that's the reason why I like to create product mockups with similar products, because I'm going to remove this fan out of here, but at least I now understand where those shadows should be, where the product placement should be. It also clears up these flowers and stuff, because if I didn't tell the fan was here, then the flowers might be dropping right in the area where my fan is supposed to be. So this is one of my reasons why I prompt these mockups, and then I remove the images from the image here and use it just as a backdrop for my actual products. So I'll show you those steps a little bit later on. But I really like this satin kind of draping here. I really like number 1 as well. I like number 2 as well. Let's see. I'll upscale 1 and 3. This one floating here doesn't give me a good shadow because I don't want my product floating. So I really don't want a floating shadow, even though it's pretty and I like the platform. I really do. I might upscale it anyway, see what it looks like if I don't have my fan floating. All right, so this next one, checking to see. I don't really care that it didn't give me the tumbler that I want, because what I'm looking for is the ability to change it out. I'm not going to use it, y'all. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these look good. If I'm going to back up and see which one catches my eye from back here, I like 1. And this one was the one that's supposed to be a yard sign. I kind of like 1. 1 is pretty cool. Even though it's not grass, I like 1. And then next, I think I have a better one for the tall banner. This could also be used to showcase a standee, right? So remember how we go to other people's websites and they are printers. They're not graphic designers, right? You have a competitive edge because you are a graphic designer. So if I saw a standee in this format versus a standee with a black or white background, I'm going to choose a standee that looks like it's in a decorated space. Right. And honestly, now that I look at it, I think I like 3 even better. I'm going to mock up 3 and 4. Okay. And like I said, this one I redid. Let me see. Once I get it upscale first, then I have to also do upscale creative. Oh, I did not think of doing this for the memorial stuff, y'all. I know this is not the time for memorial. We're talking about graduation right now, but I could absolutely see this one for memorial, for like if you're doing custom headstones and that sort of thing. I could see that as a prompt right now, doing the custom headstones. All right, but I'm focused on the graduation yard signs, and that would either be 1 or 2 here. I'm going to lean towards 1 because that freshness of that image is catching my eye. And that's what you do, y'all. Zoom out. Instead of looking at it so close up, zoom out and see which one catches your eye. This one catches my eye more because the grass is in front of the yard sign and it kind of gives me a little dimension there. All right, and here I'm going to upscale creative. Upscale that one creative. Now I'm just going through and I'm upscale creative. And then I'll upscale subtle only if my upscale creative looks a little janky, because I'm not going to use my credits to upscale both subtle and creative every time. All right, and once I have my images upscale creative, all the ones that I think I'm going to keep, and it has to cook a little bit when it upscales the creative. So you see how it's cooking here? It gives you this little red button to cancel the job. That means it's working. So allow that to work. When it's done, you'll see this. Redo upscale, subtle, or creative. And I don't need to redo anything. Looks good to me. So all I'm going to do is right click, save the image. And I have a little folder that I've been making for you all. Well, this is AI69. This is going to be, I'm just going to call this a standee. But this could be a retractable banner. I'm going to show y'all. Like, I call it a standee, but I'm going to use this for a retractable banner. I'm going to use this for a foam standee, a coroplast standee. Whatever this makes use of, I can use it for those different things. But at least I put it down as something to remind me of what that product is. Now, I only do this when it is completed with the upscale. So if it's working, just let it work. This one here. Save image. See how now the details are crisp and clean? Save this image. Oh, I think it's thinking. All right, so I think I already have fans on here. Let me see. Fans. There we go. I'm just going to put a number after it so I know that I have more than one. And this one, I really like this one because of the fabric here. And imagine even if no fan was here, if I wanted to put any other product there, this is an excellent mock-up for that. So I'll save that image, and this is going to be my fan number 2, or actually fan number 3. And now I'm just downloading. As long as it's ready, I'm ready. And so I'm teaching you also this workflow because a lot of times we'll go through and make all of this stuff and you're like, well, how do I download it? What do I do with it? How do I use it? I'm going to be showing you all those steps tonight. So that's why I like the challenge. I get to spend a little more time with you all. So during the week, we do our 1 hour classes, but during the challenge, I'm usually giving you all about 3 hours worth of game for 5 days straight, which is why I know it's worth at least $297. All right, I'm saving this image here. I think I was saving these as cup. And now this will be cup number 7. But you get the idea. A lot of these things can be used for different products, multiple products. And also, your products do not, if you look at product photography, a lot of times product photography is not in the space that is actually used. It is actually intentional because it causes your eye to like really take a second look at it when it's in one of those really decorated spaces. Okay. So don't think that it has to be in grass by a house. That is not what it has to be. In fact, these collection images look more they look more eye-catching because they're not in a traditional setting where you would use them. They are on a platform. You see, all of this stuff is on platforms. So it makes your eye look at that particular product in a different way. So this one, I'm talking, what am I doing? This one is a yard sign. It isn't a yard sign, but it's going to be a yard sign. All right, let's see what else here. I got the other one. The other one looks better. This is the one that I like with the grass. So I do like this one that it has grass, but it still has that pulled together look. Right, so this will be yard sign number 2. All right, and you see how I'm creating a collection here. All right, Janetta, you popped it in my room, but it looks nice. You popped it in my room, but it looks really pretty. I like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and upscale number 4 for you, but you gotta get out my room, Janetta. Get out my room. So for those of you all know, you have your own rooms. Janetta knows she got her own room. What it is, she might have found some things that she liked in my room. And this is what you can absolutely do when I'm done teaching the class. Matter of fact, I'm done in 20 minutes. You all can go in my Dr. Shannon instructions room and wreak havoc. Okay, I don't care. But you don't want to do things in the room while I'm teaching because it can get confusing and hard for others to follow. But these look amazing as well. All right, so I'm gonna upscale that one creative. All right. Now, I want to teach you all something else. I want to show you a trick. And I'm going to do this inside my test room, okay? Now, I left the test room open for y'all. Usually I make y'all work for the test room. I left my test room open because I happen to do a lot of different products already. And then what I'm going to do tonight is, I'm going to create some mock-ups. And whatever I get through in mock-ups tonight will be what you all will get to work on tomorrow in Photoshop class. We're doing mock-ups. Okay. So I will give you the opportunity to learn how to take an image and turn it into a mock-up. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I will be showing you how to take our 304 design and flip it into mock-ups and use those mock-ups that come from the atomizer into these different, I'll call these premium mock-ups. Okay. These are your premium mock-ups. So if y'all want to go through these, this one right here. No, it didn't give me the velvet. No, it didn't give me the velvet. I can't wait to use that one. Okay. So I just want you to see how I develop those. And then I'm going to get into pretty much turning these into templates for you all. Now, is there any product that's not in this test room that you all want to create mock-ups for so that I can help you in case there's a little struggle with how they're coming out? Now, what I want you all to do with the remaining time, because I'm going to be doing some Photoshop while I'm doing the Photoshop, I want you all to modify the prompt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that prompt. I'm going to show you something here. Anybody here have Pinterest? If you have Pinterest, go ahead and give me a 100 in the chat. Okay, y'all have some Pinterest. Okay, cool. I'm gonna show y'all this trick then. Let me go to, where's my Pinterest? I'm sure it's on one of these tabs. Now, Shannon, how many tabs do you have open? You be talking about your students, and you got all these tabs on your screen. Let's see, those are my notes. That's not my Pinterest. Okay, maybe I don't have it open. So let me open up Pinterest here. And I'll give you all this link to this board that I've started. See if it helps you. And I think I have to edit it for a second to see if it is. I don't think it's private. It's not. So it's not a secret board or anything. So these are mock-up styles and product photography. Let me see. Have I ever shared a board with you all before? Let's see. I can edit, merge, archive, create a pin code. How do I share it with y'all? Invite collaborators, copy link. Boom, there it is. Okay. So I'm giving you all this Pinterest link. And I'll also give it to y'all over there on the preview side so y'all can see what's going on here too. All right, for some reason it went on the, let me see why it's not going on the Pinterest, on the Facebook side. Okay, that one took on the Facebook side. So whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you should see that one. Now this is a collection of just product mock-ups where I like the way they styled something or it just caught my eye, right? So I'm going to show y'all something. This is what I want y'all to do while I'm working tonight in Photoshop. I need your help. You could do this inside of your rooms, okay? But I'm going to show you how to get some ideas and some prompts going off of something that you like, okay? So let's do something different because we have a bunch of green already. I want to choose one that doesn't have green, that maybe fits generically anything in most of our products. And if you think about it too, if you do images that like this white and greenery here, it can match anything. You don't have to change it every time. But I really like some of these dynamic images that don't look anything like the space that you would see them. It looks like an advertisement. So we'll play with those too. This one looks pretty as well, but that's green again. Let me find something with some red in it. Or if it doesn't have red, I could always prompt it to be red. And this is popular too when you see these arches in product photography. It's because the arch draws your eye into whatever that negative space, and then it makes you focus on the product. So if you've ever seen products just randomly on a platform with the arch around it, that's why. Let's go with this one. This is not a traditional type of Ooh, but I really like this one too with the rose. I'll tell y'all what, I'll do one and then you all will do the rest. I really like that pink too. Mm-hmm. Lavender. I like the lavender. Okay, there we go. Gucci blue. That way I get a totally different contrast. All right, here we go. I'm going to take this one. And then this is going to be my inspiration image. Okay. So I'm in my Dr. Shannon instructions to show you all what to do here. You go /, you put in the letter D, then you put describe. And then instead of dropping the image here, you're going to put link. And then you'll go to the Pinterest image. Now make sure it's like already bigger. And then go to copy image address. Not copy image, but copy image address. And then you're going to paste it here. Hit enter. And it's thinking. All right, so it's saying this perfume bottle. And then what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to read this stuff right now. I'm just going to hit imagine all because I don't know what the computer feels like it should make based on these prompts. I'm just going to run the prompts and see what my eyeballs take a liking to. All right, and while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do, oh, it's done. I thought it was going to take a long time. All right, so now let me go back to this screen. And I'm just zooming in here, seeing what product images I like. This one has lilies. Beautiful. I want to pick one that really stands out to me. Ooh, I like number one here. It has a clean background, but it still gives me that. I think I like one, and I do really like number three too. So I'm going to upscale 1 and 3. And so far, yeah, I like these. 1 and 3 look really good. And this one here looks very involved. This one here gives me a lot of white space, so it still looks a little clean. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to modify this prompt. Okay. So what I can do here is I can go very, very strong. And then here, instead of saying Gucci perfume, I'm going to say that this is a, let's see, one of the main things you all wanted to make tonight were the fans. So where them friends at? I'm going to call this earlier. In my prompt, I called it a, I called it a bamboo folding fan, and it did it just fine. So I'm going to say now keep in mind, remember our prompt was a blank white, and then we called out the product, bamboo folding fan, surrounded by flowers and orange lilies in a minimalist style, product photography, high-end brand atmosphere, top-down perspective. So this one was a top-down perspective. So if I start doing that, or what they call a top view, then my product mockups will look different. Bright light, soft tones, delicate texture, floral background, elegant composition, and product centered in the middle of the frame. Now, what I'm going to do here is instead of doing orange, I'm going to do this one blue. Why? Because y'all already know whenever I design things in blue, I can change the hues a lot easier. All right, so that is it. And then for the aspect ratio, I'm going to get rid of this one because I want it to be a square. And then I don't have to put the version there because it's already going to know a 6.1 version. So I'm going to copy this prompt, and you'll see the difference between when you remix a prompt, and this is basically remixing it when you go variation strong versus when I reprompt all over again. So I'm going to prompt it fresh all over again. One way is going to stay a little more true to the source image that it's coming from. And then the other one, see how it still has orange flowers in it, even though I told it blue? So the other one that I'm prompting from scratch, it never knew anything about orange flowers. So let's see if it doesn't put orange flowers in it. You see that? It's giving me more blue flowers. So even when you have an image, you can push it a little further to be different. So now I could take this same exact prompt and let's say now that I have the orange and the blue, let's say I like one, I think I like one, maybe, let me zoom out a little bit. One. So one is the one that I like here. I could take one and then I could do very strong again and I can change the product, or I could just, because I don't want them to all look the same, I'm going to take that prompt again, and I just taught y'all the prompt, the multi-prompt method. So this time what I'm going to do is do my curly brackets. So I'm going to do blank white, and then in the front of this, I'm going to put product photography, because that's most important to me, that it looks like product photography. And then I'll keep my blank white. Then I'll put my curly brackets. I'm going to take off bamboo fan because I already did that. For here, I have a whole list of things. Satin graduation sash, all of that. Boom, putting it here. And then I have some more that I can add to it. The juice pouch, skinny tumbler, 20-ounce skinny tumbler, all of that. And what I'll do is I'll paste this for customer happiness to copy for you all if you want to do the same products that I've done. Now, I didn't do the t-shirt. I got the stole on there. I can do a yard sign. And let's see here. We already have tumblers on there. I'll do a wide banner. And I think that's everything. And before I run that customer happiness, I'm going to go ahead and just put it here as a generic text so you all could copy and paste it. And then I'll run it. So now it's saying, do I want to do 24 at a time? Now I can do 24 at a time. You may only be able to do 4 at a time if you have the $10. And I believe if you have the $30 a month Midjourney, you can do 10 or 20 items at a time. I know I can do 40 items at a time because I have the $60 a month version. So you get more credits, but you also are able to multi-prompt more whenever you have the higher paid plan. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is I'm creating this cohesive look. Although all of my flowers are not going to be the same, all of my backgrounds are not going to be the same. I don't want them to all look the same. I just want it to have a cohesive look. So when I build my web page, or when I put these products on my Instagram feed, they all look like they're coordinating, but they don't have to be the same thing. And see how we use that Gucci product, their stock photography, to come up with this idea. Okay. All right. And then this is the flat top view. So see how it gives you a different perspective rather than the product sitting up on a pedestal like we had before. And now it's showing the product laying flat. All right. So I'm going to show you one more time how to describe and get this, because I want you all to be doing this while I'm working on Photoshop, because it's 9 o'clock. So that means I'm going to have to get into my Photoshop mode. Right. And then y'all are welcome to stay in the Zoom room while I'm in the Photoshop mode, but I do not expect you all to be doing Photoshop tonight. We're done with class at 9 o'clock, and I'm just kind of giving a little bit of a glimpse into when y'all are done with class. What I end up doing is working later and making stuff in Photoshop. So I'm just going to give you all a sneak peek into that so that you have that insight. All right, so what I'm doing right now, where's my Pinterest? I'm going to get one more in. Let's see here. Where are you? There you are. All right, so now I'm not even gonna put too much thought into it. Let's say I like this tie mock-up. Ties are really a little more difficult to mock up. So I'm just gonna copy the image address, come over here, hit describe, put link, boom, let that go. And then while that's thinking, I'm gonna go get my next image ready. Go ahead and hit imagine all, let that cook. And I want to look for one of those ones that had that like that really big flower, like this one. But I want to choose a color flower, the big color flower like this one. Yeah. Right now you can go back in and edit these prompts too. So this one has like, seashells and that sort of thing. If you wanted it to not be a summer theme, but you wanted it to be like a romantic theme, maybe you'll say, red roses or blue roses or whatever. You can change out the elements in this design, but use this feature to kind of help you understand what the layout really looks like. And then you can of course change things in the image. So this one, I like that. I like that purple. That thing is so cool. Let me copy the image address for this one and see what that prompt would look like. Oops. I meant to hit describe, not imagine. So / describe. Hit link. Imagine all. There we go. Let that roll for a second. And then I gave y'all that Pinterest board, and now it's giving me all kind of extra images. Ooh, I like the one with the roses. I like this one. I want this one to go to my mockups. Product photography. All right, look at this, y'all. This is turning out some gorgeous images. Now what you can do is modify an image that you like. So upscale it first so it knows what you like. I really like number 1 here. That stands out to me. These are so gorgeous. All right, so number 1 is standing out to me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to very strong. So this one says a purple iris flower with golden stamens and petals, a perfume bottle in the center of it. So if I don't want a perfume bottle in the center of it, maybe I want my, and again, I'm going to take, let me get this from here first. I'm going to multi-prompt from my previous prompt so I can grab all of those products. Where is it? There we go. I'm just going to edit the template so I can grab this here with my curly brackets and all the stuff inside of there. Now, if you have windows, I can go to very strong and I can take where it says a perfume bottle and I'm going to paste a t-shirt with all of the brackets there. And then in the beginning, I'm going to put that this is a product photography purple iris flower Everything's good there. In the center of it, on a dark violet background, a purple color palette, advertising photography. And then this says in the style of Cartier. I'm gonna leave it in the style of Cartier because it's a luxury brand. Or actually, I could put in the style of a luxury brand. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the aspect ratio because I want it to give me a square, which is a 1:1 aspect ratio, which is by default. So if I have nothing there for the AR, that's the aspect ratio, it will give me a 1:1 ratio. All right, let's see what it does. I probably should have made one before I did a multi-prompt, but I get a little impatient, y'all, and I do my multi-prompting. All right, so that'll be the last prompt that I put in for tonight. How did you all like this class? Was this a good class? Is it something that you all feel like you can use? Did you enjoy this class? Were you like, nah, Shannon, this wasn't it? I don't think I'm gonna be using AI like that. It didn't put my product in the middle. I was starting to put some products in the middle. It was discriminating with some products. It put some in the middle, but not others. Okay, so if it does this, and that's why I said I normally don't multi-prompt first. I make sure my prompt is good before I multi-prompt. What you can do is you can take this prompt and just re-prompt it without trying to force it to do the what we did was basically we remixed it. So it's having trouble remixing it and incorporating the new product. So what I'm going to do here is just go to Imagine, paste the prompt again. And then it's for the bamboo folding fan. I'm going to put the product focus is a blank white. And then I'm going to put my Windows. If I do Windows V, I can grab that little curly bracket again. Blank white, all of that in the brackets. And then staying in the center of it, in the center of the oversized flower. Because I want this to be an oversized flower. Exaggerated. Purple iris flower. Now let's see if that works. And of course, I'm multi-prompting without doing the one prompt first, but we'll see if this gives me more what I want now. But I did get some very interesting images for some of them. Like I like that one. But the reason why I'm calling it out that I want it to be white and blank is because I want it to identify where I'm going to clean this image up in order to make it an actual mockup. And it's trying a little bit here. Like I can see using this one here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the parts that I don't want. Oh, I actually like what it did for number 2. I'm going to take out the product itself and I'm going to put my own product in there, but I'm using this to help me figure out how to create the composition of that photo shoot. It is very difficult. If I don't know if y'all know this, sometimes it's easier to design something than it is to figure out how to display it or how to actually take a photo of it. All right, so this one, it's got it encompassing the image here. So whatever the product is, whether it's a tumbler or whether it's a coaster, whatever it is, I can place it. I can remove this from the middle and replace it with my product mockup. It's getting a little bit better here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can see this going right. Ooh, look at the champagne bottle. I can have fun with this one right here, number 2. Let me go ahead and upscale number 2. Okay. All right. And let me get to work because this was one of my extra ones that I just wanted to show y'all. I really didn't want to get into. Ooh, look at that water bottle. Pretty. Like I said, you don't have to be a professional photographer and creating. I don't know if y'all know how much work they have to do to create these type of product photo shoots, but y'all are doing it right here tonight. All right, so all right, y'all said y'all love this. Okay, cool, cool. So now let me just check on YouTube real quick because I've been in the Zoom room. And thank y'all for the birthday wishes. I don't know if y'all giving me actual birthday wishes because y'all love me or y'all just putting happy birthday because y'all get the link to the $10 templates. But either way, I don't discriminate. I just regulate every shade of happy birthday, okay? That was my big pun reference. All right, let me go ahead and do our design for tonight. All right, so on the YouTube side, just to remind y'all, I'm in the Zoom room because that is the room that pays me. However, you're getting to view this content for the free 99 because I want to make sure that you all have some tools in your belt as well, so that you can come on and join me in the Craft to Quit room. You can spend this 197 in a month and know that you're getting a challenge. You're getting a 5-day challenge with me every month. You're getting AI with me on Tuesdays live. You're getting Photoshop with me on Wednesdays live. And then we do a session on Friday to help you expand your business and your creative endeavors to make money. Okay. So that's my promise to you on the Craft to Quit side. On this Freebie Friday side, which is actually not even Friday, y'all getting the whole challenge week for free. I just ask that you share the content. Please like, please subscribe, and help this channel grow, help this content get to more creative eyeballs like yours. All right, so now I'm going to get into my design mode. That means in the Zoom room, you all are welcome to stay here, ask questions. I may or may not glance over because when I'm in Photoshop design mode, typically I'm uninterrupted, but I'm going to let y'all watch me work, okay? All right. All right, so I'm done with AI right now, but if I need it, I will come back to it. I pretty much saved all of the images that I want. So now I'm going to go into my Photoshop mode. Crystal, if you don't have the atomizer and you need the atomizer, that's actually what I'm working on right now, some of the products from the atomizer. We can stop the recording and then restart it. That's a good question, Hannah. And then we'll stay on the YouTube live. So anybody that needs, if you immediately, and Hannah, if we could do this too while we're live, go ahead and copy the live temporary link and put it on the back end the the course view for tonight. So if anybody needs to watch a replay, they don't have to wait the 24 hours to view it. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
How to save, upscale the image. When the image is upscale, and actually I'll just pretend like that image is upscale because it's going to take a moment. Click on the image, right click, save image. Save this one, champagne bottle 02. All right, that's how you save the image. You can also go and download the image from this little icon up here as well. It does the same thing. Okay. All right, so I'm getting back in Photoshop mode. What I'm going to do is I was picking out what products we are going to do for the mini atomizer. That's why I needed y'all's help to tell me what you're going to be doing. So the mini atomizer usually only has 4 products in it. So for my notes tonight, I got t-shirts, stole clack fans, which actually gained a lot of popularity. And then it's a tie between banners and tumblers. I'm going to stick with small format for this one. So I'm going to do tumblers because we did large format for the first challenge, part one of this challenge. And now we're doing small format stuff. This is basically stuff that you can print on your smaller printer at home. So let's do these products here. So I have shirt, stole, plaque fans, and tumblers. And all of these I do have. Now the stoles are the ones that's a little difficult to do these special mock-ups because it tends to want to have the stoles kind of laying down on something in a weird way. So I'm going to challenge myself to possibly do that. But if it's too much of a challenge for me to do at 10 o'clock at night, then I'm going to go to sleep and I'll challenge myself at another time. But you all will get to see me work through that process now. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to be working with product mockups that we already created. Shut down some of these windows here. And like I said, y'all, when I'm in Photoshop mode, I may not, see what's going on. So this is, like I said, a watch me work session. We're supposed to be done for the night, but y'all don't stop working in the AI room. Keep creating those images, okay? All right, so fan. Let's start with the fan. So for the fan, I have a few images here. I don't know if I like the platform. I really like the one with the fabric. And then I have this one that has fabric and a platform. I think I'm gonna go, but I don't like how this one overlaps. So if I have a chance not to overlap something when I'm doing product photography, I choose that option because why make it more complicated? All right, so let me ask y'all something. Let's say the fabric platform or the solid platform. This is what y'all can help me with on in the Zoom room. Fabric or solid platform. Fabric, all right, fabric it is. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just gonna open this up inside of Photoshop. Fabric was unanimous. Okay, I knew I picked that one for a reason. I knew y'all would like that one. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna use just my basic little polygon lasso tool here. And I'm just gonna click around this thing. I told y'all my once obsession with the polygon lasso tool. I have recovered from that since then. I used to use this tool to cut out everything. Now I can use this generative fill function. And this is inside of Photoshop. So this is AI inside of Photoshop. I'm going to use generative fill, then hit generate. See if it removes the fan. And if it doesn't, there's another step that I can take. Now, keep in mind, I have a lot of windows open. I'm live streaming. I'm on 2 different live platforms right now. So that will affect the output of your AI too, because if your computer's using a lot of resources, your internet is heavily used as well. It can slow down your AI production. And it can also, I think, nobody's confirmed this, but it does simplify, meaning that it may not do that great of what I expect it to do if I have a lot on my computer going on at one time. This did a beautiful job, y'all. But now do you see I don't need it to be a fan here? Y'all see that this could be pretty much anything on this platform? But what I'm able to do here is I was able to create enough negative space to hold the place where my fan would go. Does that make sense? All right, so now when I get it where I want it, I can go ahead and check these little variations to see, okay, where I like the folds of the fabric, that one's good. Then I just right click, merge it down. Okay. Now, when I go to throw in my little, atomizer version in my whole PNG with my Mustangs with the green, now I have something to work with here. So these are all the output from the atomizer. Y'all will get a chance to play with it on Thursday if you've never played with it before. And if you have played with it before and you just need need a little help and refreshment, we're gonna do that too. All right, so that's my mock-up there. We'll rotate it, make it a little bit larger here. All right, and for this one, I have a little glow around it. I'm gonna take and make an inner glow. I know it says inner glow, but I'm going to make it normal, make it black, increase the opacity just a little bit, bring down the size just a little bit. And I'm going to do an inner glow and an outer glow because this was meant to be on a darker or lighter background. So now that glow doesn't really work for it. So I'm going to create a little more of like a more of a drop shadow. But the glow is consistent around it. A drop shadow is not consistent around it. Outer glow, inner glow. I'm just softening that up a little bit. Now my fan can go in there. I could choose other products to go in here, for instance. Let's say you wanted your button mock-up to go there. Now, the only thing is when you're doing something like this, the reason why I tell you that it's good to choose a different layout is because now I have all this extra white space here, right? So I'm going to take these two and I'm going to say this one goes with my fan. 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and group those. 1 and 2. Stop playing with me, Chad. Let's group those. And that's going to be my fan. And now I say, well, if I want to use the buttons, then I need to choose a product that has more of that type of spacing. And I probably, if I were going to do the button, I probably would just re-prompt it for the button. That's the reason why I prompt these products with the actual product in it. So let me see what else I told y'all we're going to do. Tumbler. Let's do a tumbler. Okay, and I'll show you why the tumbler makes sense here. Let's use this one. Okay, now the tumbler has like a little slight reflection right here. And it has open space for my tall tumbler. So if I go now and I look for my tumbler, and we got 100 products in here, y'all. So actually, I believe this is over 100 products. You just type in the word tumbler because I ain't got time. All right, so that's my tumbler PNG there. And let's say that I only want to show that single one in the middle. Make this larger so that it's taking up the placement of the existing tumbler. I'm going to cover up that white completely. There I go. And then what I'll do for this one, I'll take my polygon lasso here. And then I'm going to create a layer mask. All right, now my tumbler looks like it's there, but I have this reflection to take care of. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to duplicate that layer. Hit OK. Zoom back just a little bit here. And I've got my image hanging off here. I must have moved that inadvertently. Scooch that up a little bit there. All right, and now I'm going to take this version of the product and I'll do Control T and I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. Then put it down here. Now my opacity is not 100% down there. And it looks like it has a tad little bit of an angle. So what I'll do is I'll do edit, transform, and I'm going to distort this just a little bit. And then I'm just going to pull it in just a little bit. Pull it out on the outsides a little bit because what I'm doing is I'm creating a little bit of perspective for that shadow. Then I'll hit enter to lock in that transformation. And now I want to create, you see how this hard cuts off right here? I'm going to turn both of these off right now. And then I am going to remove the tumbler. Now that I have the understanding of pretty much what it's doing right now, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tumbler. Now, see, it has that shadow there. I'm going to keep that shadow there because that is a tumbler shadow and it's going to help me. I'm going to go ahead and remove the product here. Let it think a little bit. Jennifer, those aren't PSD files. Those are just the PNG files that's allowing me to preview it, but I know exactly what you mean. I hate that I cannot preview my PSD files. I would have thought by now Photoshop would have a solution to that. I saw on somebody's, it might have been a Mac user where they can preview the files, but I don't know if PC we can preview them yet. That's why I save them as TIFFs a lot of times because I can see the TIFFs. But great question. All right, so I'm going to put this image on top. See, do I have one that looks better? That one's good to go. And now I'm going to right click and merge it down. Merge down. I didn't see merge down. Let me do merge. Let's merge those layers. Okay, and I don't think it said merge down because it wasn't the final layer, but I was able to go ahead and merge those two together. All right, now I'm going to bring back my image plus that little reflection there. And all I'm going to do, I'm not even going to focus too much on making that perfect. Let me grab this paintbrush tool here. And on this layer mask, I'm just going to reduce the size of my brush here. Make sure that black is on the foreground color. So I will hit cancel there. Hit my default colors, then my switcheroo button to get black as my foreground. And we know that black conceals while white reveals. And I'm just going to kind of clean that up. It doesn't have to be perfect right there. I just don't want to see it past that edge there because the shadow would not go onto this flat surface here. All right, so that's it for that markup. Okay, so now we have a tumbler. What else did y'all say y'all wanted? Do the fan, tumblers. Let's do a shirt. And let's see, do I have a shirt? I really want to do that purple flower with the champagne glass. I do. I might do this one for y'all. I'm going to save this image because I saved the preview version before, not the upscale image. That looks like some gorgeous product photography. I got to do something with that one. All right, so let me let that do what it do. Yeah, that one definitely screams wedding. And even like these celebrations and stuff, I bought these little these small sparkling juice bottles from the dollar store. And they look like little champagne bottles, like mid-sized champagne bottles. And I figured they could have like custom labels on them. And people can have their little champagne glasses and toast to the graduate, even though it's not alcoholic. Okay? All right, so, and then if it's college time, then yeah, it's probably going to involve a little 21 plus activity. Okay. All right, so what I was doing was I was going back looking for a t-shirt. Let me put in shirt here. Let me see what y'all did. Let me see if y'all got some good mock-ups for shirts. I think that was one. That's a good one right there. Candace, good one there. And let me see if this one, I'm going to jump to this image. So if you're doing a search and you see someone's image that you want to use for yours, you can just hit jump and it'll take you right to it. I think I already upscaled one creatively. Not sure. But I was wanting to see if you all had images that were even better. I like this one. This is a lay flat image, but it still looks really nice. I think I'm going to use that one. I'm going to jump to your four square there. That one is image number 2. And then I'm going to choose a platform one. I think you have image number 2 there. We've got to upscale it. Oh, y'all stuff came out so good. So let's upscale it and let it finish doing that. That lay flat version looks good, Michelle. And then I do like this one as a platform image too. It just has a little too much white space for me. Not enough t-shirt space, but we can always zoom in too. We got upscale 4 done. Upscale creative. Let's see if my other one is ready. All right, so now that they're ready, I'm going to click on it, right click, save image. And see how I left just enough space for a t-shirt? So putting that product image in there, even though I know I'm going to remove it. Now this one, I may actually use the t-shirt that's there because my mock-up has like a 3D ghosted shirt rather than a flat shirt. So we'll call this one shirt 01. And then this will be shirt 02. This one would have to be a lay flat version. And my mock-up for the atomizer has the shirt as a ghosted image, so it's not a lay flat version. So I'll probably end up using the one that stands up, at least for tonight anyway. Jump to present. Oh, that's one of the arch ones I was talking about there too. Oh, I think I moved past it. Beautiful. All right. It's going to be shirt number 3 now. And for those of my OGs, y'all see what I'm doing. Y'all know how Photoshop works. I'm not telling you have to do this part, but it'd be nice to see if you all put this to work and drop your homework in the Facebook group. So your homework for tonight, oh, I'm glad customer happiness said something about homework. Go ahead and let us know what your favorite AI image was from tonight. Post the actual screenshot of it or save it and upload it inside of Facebook group. And then tell us something that you learned today. Okay, so your homework is inside of the working document for not you have AI in action homework. This is the same as your homework for the challenge. Now I'm going to challenge my OG triple OGs a little further and ask you all to do some of the steps that I'm doing tonight. I know you're capable of it, even though this was not part of what I required you to do for homework. Challenge yourself. All right. Okay, so now I want to go to my AI 69 and I think I'm gonna grab this t-shirt because I don't have to worry about the shadows on top of the shirt. So boom, here, and then let's go grab our shirt. And most of you are doing the 13 by 19, but if you're doing it all over, you could do either one. I'm just gonna drag and drop it in here so I can get my placement. All right, and then I'm gonna turn off the preview there, get my shirt. I have showed y'all my whole workflow to how I make, and this is how I make like real projects that people ask me to do, y'all. And I'm gonna go a little bit more below it just in case, because it looks like it's floating a little bit. Want to make sure that all that is consistent. All right, generative fill, generate. Save as web for Midjourney. If you have not upscaled it, then it won't be a PNG. It'll be like a WebP graphic. So Renetta, I don't know if you're using Google Chrome or you're using another browser, but you should be able to upscale it completely. Right click on it and save the image, or you can hit that download button. Okay, screenshot the issue that you're having, show me what it's giving you, the options it's giving you, and put it inside of the Facebook group. And then that way I can see what it is that the option that is giving you. And then I can tell you, hey, just click on this option, because you may have different options based on like your web browser, like whether you have the most updated version of X, Y, or Z. So I can tell you better. It's going to allow you to save them. Now, the other thing that I used to do in Midjourney, I used to think I had to do this, but you don't. Not anymore. You used to have to do this. I would go to right click and I would go to open the link, and it would tell me to open in the browser, and it would bring it in the browser like this, right? And then I could right click and save image as. So that was an additional step. You should not have to do that step anymore. But Ronetta, if that's the only way that it will allow you to save the images, then just right click and then open the link. It'll usually say open link in browser. You can open the link and then save it. Okay, that's an alternative method. All right. All right, so that's disappeared now. Boom, boom. And then what I want to do is right click. And I think the reason why I'm not getting merged down is because this is no longer the background layer. So I'm just going to select the two and just merge those two layers. All right, that's it. Now, if I wanted to, create some, shadows and that sort of thing, we could, but my image already didn't have any shadows. So I'm fine the way that it is. It's going to look bomb just because it's going to look different than what everybody else is putting up. Okay, your stuff is going to stand out. All right, so t-shirt. I'll do one more product, y'all, and then that will be it for tonight. I'm just gonna put shirt. Because you could also use this to put your all over shirt. or your DTF shirt. Let's see, let's do a DTF shirt. And then I just want to make sure that they're going to be similar size here. Go to my move tool. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, Anita, just think about it. When you create a collection of something and your images just kind of go together, and this is why I've been building on this. This is stuff I need to do as well, y'all. I want to make sure that what we're doing every single week inside of the academy is building. So let me give you an example of what I mean. So I'm going to go to the one-on-one page, and y'all keep in mind, those who are not members of the academy, or even if you are and you want to purchase templates tonight, at midnight, this $10 holla program is getting taken down. So make sure that you get your $10 templates while you have the opportunity. So let's see what we have learned for the past 10 weeks in Photoshop. Okay. So tomorrow we're going to be doing some mockups, right? But before that, we learned how to design this scoreboard. We learned how to design a large format showstopper focal point. And this one is basically a 3-piece coroplast. It's really 4 pieces of 4x8 coroplast, but the centerpiece is merged together. That was something you all learned how to do large format graphics, and you learn principles of large format graphics. And you also learn that, hey, not everything is going to print how it looks. So I have to have some consideration when it comes to these large scale graphics. All right. And then for 304, this was a design that allowed you to take all of these elements from this one t-shirt design. And we're going to take those elements from that one t-shirt design. And we're going to create all of these products. Let me take off this preview here, this word. We're going to create, well, not all of these products together, but if you have the atomizer, you will be able to create all of these products. We're going to create 4 of these products together, okay? But just imagine designing one t-shirt and being able to plug those elements in and design the fans, the dress, the drink stir there. I don't know if TQ's in the house tonight, but shout out to TQ Duffy. She does the acrylic stirs and stuff with her laser machine. Now you got to let me know if you're able to do pictures that small, because I actually want to test that out. I want to see one. And TQ, I'll buy some drink stirs from you because I want to make a little sample package. And I don't plan on laser making nothing. Matter of fact, I don't plan on making almost nothing that's on here, except for I will be doing some large format event production stuff. But for the most part, I do not put my hands on products anymore unless it's making YouTube videos for y'all. All right. But like I said, just imagine being able to take that one t-shirt design and it automatically propagating all of those images onto these products and making your print ready graphics and your mock-up graphics. That's what we're going to be working on this week in the challenge. Okay. Now, in addition to that, for our class number 307, I'm teaching you we're going to work on the atomizer on Thursday. On Wednesday, I'm going to show you how you can bring images in and make mock-ups like I'm doing right now. It's really not that hard. So my triple OGs, y'all got a chance to try it out tonight by watching what I'm doing. And then that way, when you come to class tomorrow, you can say, hey, I really struggled with, I'm going to show y'all one that's going to be one to struggle with. How it shows the stoles. I don't know if I'm even gonna mess with this tonight. Like I said, it takes a little concentration for stuff like this. This one is not that easy. It is not. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know. Let me go ahead and turn these eyeballs off for the ones we're not using, or I can leave them on. Doesn't matter. We got them right on top. So this is not gonna be what this stole does. If I take my stole mock-up right now, Lord of mercy. That's not going to be what that does. So if I want to potentially follow the path of this, what I would do, I'm going to go ahead. Let me see. I'm going to pretend like y'all ain't here and I'm working on this by myself and I am troubleshooting how to make this do what it do. because sometimes it don't do what it do. And I usually don't have to be live when it don't do what it do. But let's see, get real time, real action. Let's go ahead and generative fill and generate. Yeah, okay. So I am going to warp it. But there's just something about creating multiple folds and rows of things that number one, make it to where your image is not really legible anymore. So like all the words and things that are on there. The other thing is it just may look fake and mocked up. Okay. So without further ado, let's play with it. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take this part right here, I'm going to control click here, and then I'm going to do Control J just to duplicate this little area, put it on top, and then I'm going to bring the opacity down just so it gives me an idea of how this flowed before. And then I'm going to see which of these images I want. Background, I think I'm going to go with that one. All right, so now I can merge that down. I'll merge these two together, 1 and 2, merge those layers. All right. And I duplicated this because I am going to manipulate it, but I like to keep my non-manipulated version somewhere. All right, so as you can see, it's not going to be a simple, oh, there it is, lay it flat. That's not going to be the case. All right, so what I'll probably end up doing is a puppet warp. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We're about to see. Like to see it? Here it goes. Y'all can watch my struggles live. I don't mind. Y'all supposed to be in the bed. Challenge supposed to be over the night. Anyways, this is just a bonus. All right. And I think even before I puppet warp it, I probably want to distort it. I can also do perspective, but let's see. Distort. And I'm only looking at the right side right now. I will probably end up doing the left side separately. All right, so I got that. And now this is what I do. I duplicate steps as I go because maybe I liked how I warped it with the distort, but I don't like it when I do the puppet warp. So I kind of do things in phases. All right, so now I'm going to edit this one and do a puppet warp. And puppet warp, I'm going to tell it, hey, this is my high point. I want you to pin this here and here. But I want this to be able to move. You see how it's kind of crunching it in or doing what I tell it to do? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing yet. I'm still figuring it out. So if you're trying to figure out, join the club. All right, so these two are pinned here. I'm going to bring this one down further, make it look like it's kind of draping, but see how this one is pinned to a little too tight? It's making it look like a corner rather than like a little bump. Bump, bump, bump. And also when I get tired, I get a little goofy. So welcome to the club. Late night Shannon is not the same as alert daytime Shannon. All right, now I still don't know how this is going to look with all these little grids and stuff on here, but I'm probably getting closer to what I was doing before. And I am going to get rid of this one. I just hit Alt. I held down Alt and I clicked on it so that it no longer pinned it. And then I have a chance to kind of repin this. Now notice my words and my images and stuff. Y'all see how it's warping? Okay, so that's just this side. Now, I do not know if I'm going to be able to do this side as well, but we're going to see. I'm thinking I'm probably even going to end up not even seeing this back part. So that's why I was saying a lot of times, yeah. Let me undo that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out and I'm going to duplicate it. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this one. And what I want to do is I want to pretend like this back part kind of fell off the back of this display. And now I'm going to be looking at just the right part. So let me, just to give myself a little visual idea here. I'm just roughly taking this right hand side and doing Control I. I'm going to invert it. And then I'm going to Alt click and drag this same layer mask here and do Control I to invert it. So basically I have this side and I have this side. And then I'm going to roughly, I haven't cut this out cleanly, but I'm just roughly getting rid of the white center part here. And if I have black in my background, hit delete, it's going to delete that layer mask. And then I get to see my flower. Oh, I forgot I had a flower there that could kind of cover up some of my imperfecciones. I don't know if that's Spanish, but I just thought if I added iones at the end, then it might be Spanish. Let's see here. So now I'm going to take this side and I am going to warp it as if it kind of started more or less right about there too. But I am going to let it kind of follow those same contours. So I'm going to go edit, puppet warp. And again, I'm going to kind of keep it here to create a little hinge. And then I'm going to pull this part down as if it is coming off the back there. I forgot about my little layer mask there, so that's why it's disappearing there. I'll adjust my layer mask later. I'm just worried about the actual, oh no, I was talking. I'm gonna focus on pulling that down a little bit. Even though I know the layer mask is there, I'll clean that up later. I just wanted to look like it is laying across that fabric there. And then I'm making up my own little bumps and stuff, but of course I can modify this later. Let's see, this one looks like it's kind of going down here. That's not a good puppet warp there. I'm going to hold down Alt, get rid of that one for a moment. And I want this kind of, it doesn't have to be exactly, but I kind of wanted to follow the path here. And then the rest of this can kind of hang off. I'm going to create another little point here and just have it widen up just a little bit. So I can push this one down. And then I'm just going to have it kind of fall off of this back here. Hopefully, I don't know, y'all, because with this puppet warp on, you can't even really see what you're doing. So I'm going to click off of everything now. Hit enter. I need to puppet warp this top up here a little bit more. Let me get rid of this one. Okay. So just on the puppet warp, I don't even understand this. I be playing with this thing. Y'all watching me do what I do right now. I'm scratching my head like y'all be scratching y'all head during class. I do delve in this quite a bit when I'm doing mock-ups, like when I did lanyards and things of that nature, like anything that's long and slender takes a different type of mock-up skill. But it's a good thing too. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and group all of this stuff. Control G. So I want to grab the image of my flowers here. So am I moving this around or is it moving around? You know, sometimes when it does something, because I don't remember having that stuff hanging down out there. All right. So now what I want to do is grab the foreground of the flowers here. So I am going to use object selection and I'm going to use the lasso instead of the rectangle. And I got a little too close. But if I use the lasso, sometimes it's a little more understanding of the product that I wanted to select. All right, so see how I selected the flower there, and then what I'm going to do is Control J to make a copy of just the flowers. So then that way I can put that on top. So it looks like it's on top of the stones, okay? Now I need to clean up my stoles a little bit, figure out what I want to kind of go off the back there. And if I need to puppet warp some more. So here I need to delete that layer mask. And again, remember I told you, actually, does that look bad if I take that off? I was gonna say that didn't look horrible to me. Now that I had warped both sides, it just doesn't look great to me either. Yeah, and that could pass. But that's not gonna work for me. Mm, this one. And then I want to push that down a little bit. So I'm going to go and puppet warp it again. And I'm going to push that down and grab this top here. And I'm going to pretend like it's falling off of that back ledge there. Because it's really hard to see where the fabric stops. You see how it kind of gets a little faded back there? So technically the fabric does not stop until right about there. So I'm stretching this thing out unnecessarily. But hopefully y'all don't put nobody's face up at the shoulder part of the stole because y'all aren't seeing this stretch out, but I could tell by these dots that this is definitely becoming a little stretch. But it looks like now that's falling off the back, so I'm a little more happy about that. All right, so now what I'll do, that's falling off the back. This one looks like it's kind of coming forward, but that needs to go down as well. So that would be falling off about there. Mhm. And I'm also I'm being more aware of his face because the more I move this around puppet warping, it can distort very important features like the face. All right, need it to look like it's pushed more down a little bit here. And I think I might be okay with that. I tell y'all what, we're doing mock-ups tomorrow. We're doing the simpler version of it. But I will, because I have new people that came on just to join this challenge. So I like to make the Wednesday Photoshop class a little simpler. After this challenge, would you all like to do one of our Wednesday classes, something like this? Y'all want to do this? All right, I'm laughing like a little hysterically, but I will definitely give you what you want. Okay, where are my notes? Where are my notes? Let me put on here, we're going to do an advanced mock-up class with warping. And especially the puppet warping tool. I got y'all, don't worry. You've been terrified, don't worry. Now, let me ask y'all this. I think my mock-up already has like a little shadow on it too, which is kind of putting its own little shadow on here, but I'm gonna zoom out here. This could work as is. This is what I would probably expect you all to do in a class. I feel like I should go back and run these two parallel so that how about this? I'll just show you better than I can tell you. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, now that I have this in a decent place, I want to kind of just do a quick mask off of this side. All right, so I created a layer mask, and now I just need to Control I to invert it. And then this way, what I'm looking at is I'm going to clean up, all right, move this little flower out of my way for a second. And I'm going to use my pen tool, y'all. Now, y'all be acting like you're scared of the pen tool, but I want to get a little bit closer in here. Once I close that up, I'm going to make that a selection. And then I'm going to hit delete here. Wrong one. I got to have the white. No, I'm not revealing, I'm concealing. So I need black in the background. I put my white in the background here. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, man. Oh, I'm on the right layer mask. Here we go. Pull this in so I can see a little bit better. All right, and layer mask here. Let me grab my paintbrush. It's painting on the outside there. Oh, so let me go select the inverse then. That's what I was doing. I had to select the inverse of the math or the marching ants. That there. Now let's put our second piece on. And then I'm going to puppet warp that one to push that edge over there down. Edit, puppet warp. Let's push that piece down. There we go. All right, let me see what that looks like. We're sticking up a little too high in the air there. And then really what I need here is, oh, once I puppet worked it, it made my layer mask move, but that's fine because I'm about to clean it up anyway. What I'm going to do is go into my product image, and it has a little bit of a drop shadow on here. I'm going to do my best to remove it. Otherwise, I have to remove it inside of the atomizer itself, but I think I can grab enough of it here. Let's change my tolerance to maybe 11. And it is grabbing a little bit of my image down here. So I'm going to change this, deselect, change it to my object selection. See if it gets me a little bit cleaner in here. So the beautiful thing about adding the drop shadows is that it does make your products look more dynamic. However, if I'm doing something like this where I'm cutting out pieces of it and then kind of making it look continuous, notice how this doesn't have any drop shadow because it has the backing of the stole there. But I do have a version of it in the atomizer where you can turn off the backing. It's just, I want you to think of this like, hey, you already have the image ready to go. So I want to reflect that. So if I'm going to do that, I gotta have the shadows on it anyway, because y'all are gonna have the shadows on it. So I'm just gonna fix it as if so that you could just straight up bring this straight from the atomizer. All right, so let me get in here and clean up this little layer mask. There we go. And then we'll do a selection based on that. And I'm just going to feather it by 1 pixel, hit OK. Delete, deselect. Okay. It's doing a little something now. It's giving a little bit. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? And then I have this little piece here that came over, so I got to puppet warp that out of the space. And what if I told y'all I'll just save this for you all? And you'll be able to put your stole exactly in this position? What if I give y'all that for tomorrow? And then later we can have an advanced class where you all try something like this yourself. Okay. All right. So I'll make this a bonus file. I'll make it a bonus file for tomorrow then. Okay. So you'll have the images that I have here. I will give you images that you can flip the mock-up images into, and then you all will make a simple mock-up by yourself. How about that? So we'll do simple mock-up tomorrow. I'll give you what I did so far. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me go ahead and bring this other piece back, see if it makes sense now. I still feel like I got to clean that up just a little bit, and I feel like this one should have a little bit more drop to it. But I also need to stop playing with it, because what happens is you stare at something too long and you'll be making up all kind of things for it. And this is what I'll do too. Let me pull this up a little bit so it looks like it's like both pieces are dropping behind and then it's continuing from here. So before I do any more to Disable layer mask. Ooh, I'm just gonna keep this white part here. So yes, I will keep the white part here so it looks like it's kind of underneath there, and then I'll get rid of this on the right side. Boom, that's it. That's it, y'all. Because I like them together more. All right, so let me delete that layer mask. Add this one and see if that works. Let's do Control I to invert it. There it goes. So it has the same little drop shadow effect. It looks like it's kind of looped down underneath it. It's got them close together so you can see the left and right of the stole. I do feel like I'm cheating a little bit because I feel like this definitely would be dropped off more off the back and a little more squished in the middle. But what do y'all think? Keep the white or take the white off? Right here. Leave the white. Because I also think that it lets them know that it is going to be white on the back side of it. All right, so that looks like a stole now. Oh Lord, if y'all want to do the necktie, you can do the same thing, right? The necktie is one of those long things. Maybe that's what we'll do as our advanced class. Maybe we'll do like a necktie or something, or necktie, lanyard, something else. So what you can do to it, you could add some more shadow, okay? And that's why I also wanted to keep this little piece here. So what I'm going to do with this piece here is I'm going to turn it back to full opacity. Okay. And this kind of gave some natural kind of shadows here. But what I need to do is blend out these layers because I don't want to see this as I want this to be like continuous here. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what we can do. Boom. Let's bring this layer to the top. And I'll turn this one off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one black and white. So let's do a levels. Let's do black and white first. So let's make it black and white. Right click, and then I'm going to create a clipping mask. And then I'm going to do some levels. All right, so I want it black and white and then levels applied. So what I want to do with my levels is I want some really deep shadows and some really intense highlights. All right, so I'm going to take this right here. And right now I'm just going to make it a smart object. And then let me play with what blend mode I might want to use here. I'm going to use multiply. Let's see. Burn, multiply, darker color. Color dodge is too bright. Yeah, I'm going to do multiply. And then what I'm going to do is create a group out of this here. Control G. All right, take this layer, bring on top, create a clipping mask so it only clips to the stole there. And then let's bring the opacity down. And let's create some levels of this one. Create a clipping mask there. I really want it to give me a little more intense shadows there. So I'm going to get a little bit more white in here. Save that, see what that does for me. A little bit more opacity here. What I'm looking for is I'm looking to add some little shadows from the cloth on top so that it will give it a little bit more of that shadows and dimensions here. Now there's something in Photoshop called a displacement map. And with the displacement map, you can actually use the curves in something to project that pattern or image onto the surface, but it doesn't work like a smart object. You would have to do that every single time. So I'm basically creating our little repeatable bootleg version of that. So y'all forgive me while I'm making up stuff on the fly. There we go. I want darker shadows, lighter highlights. And then I should be able to pull down this opacity. And I am going to have to even group this now. Let me see if I back up a little bit. Oh, Lord. It's giving me shadows, but it's also kind of darkening it up a little bit more than I want. But it is giving me my shadows that I need in the shadows areas. What I'm going to do, and I'll leave this one, you reset these levels here. There we go. So I get a little bit of shadow extra in there. If I take it off, put it on, it does make a difference. I know it's minute, but it does make a little difference there. Sharon, this part should be recorded too. Customer happiness, is this recorded? I think it is. It's just a different part. I stopped the recording earlier just so I have a break on the Zoom session, but this is being recorded too. And I know sometimes on the YouTube side, it is a little grainier and hard to see. And in the Zoom room, it's easier to see when we have the Zoom recordings. So this should be recorded. All right. So I'm good on this one. We got a little flower on top. If we wanted to, we could add a little flower shadow, but it ain't necessary. Oh, the second part is not recording. Okay, so then we'll have to keep the YouTube part of it. So we'll be able to keep it for you all. But next time if we stop the recording, let's make sure that we restart it again just so that the quality of the recording in the Zoom room is a lot higher than it is on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, but at least it's on YouTube. All right, so I think that's it for tonight, y'all. I gave y'all an extra hour of some bonus content of how we can create these mock-ups. And like I said, what I'll do, I have 4 products already made for you all. You all will be making a mock-up tomorrow. And let me put this one inside of here. So you have the stole, you have the shirt, you have the tumbler, and you have the fan. And I'm probably going to work on my mock-up of the fan a little bit because I may even have to go in here and manually create a cutting path here. So I may end up even just changing the atomizer file for that one and updating the 304 atomizer because I don't want it to have these little areas. I'm very picky about that kind of stuff. All right, but other than that, what product do y'all want to work on tomorrow then? Since y'all still here with me and y'all ain't went nowhere yet, y'all ain't went to bed yet. I think I covered the products that you all voted top most. Already? Buttons. Oh, the grad cap. Makes sense to do the grad cap. Y'all want to do grad cap? Now, grad cap does involve a little bit of perspective. And listen, y'all hanging out with me on my birthday. This is a tradition. Everybody's like, what you gonna do for your birthday? I'm like, hang out with my community. Y'all are my loves. Yes, y'all are. And I appreciate y'all so much. All right, so grad cap and then grad cap seems to be the most popular that you all want to do. Now, as far as buttons or anything else, go in here, go into the prompt that you're working on. I'm keeping everything green just so because what I don't want y'all to do, I don't want you to think now I got to go design all of these mock-up backgrounds and all of these assets. Y'all, the assets that I gave y'all these assets for free. If y'all on the free 99 YouTube side, I gave y'all these for free too. Just comment the word Friday and you'll get all of these. You got to comment the word Friday under our latest Facebook or Instagram post, and you get a folder that has all of these mock-ups and all of these files already in it. Okay. You don't get the editable file, but all I'm doing tonight is taking our mock-ups. Like I'll take this grad cap here and I can drag it into this space. But the idea is if this grad cap isn't sitting on a flat surface like that, then maybe that mock-up doesn't work as well. So you have to go with a mock-up that works with the image that you're working with. Okay. Yeah, the gift box does not come out right in Midjourney, but remember what you're doing is you're deleting it. So the gift box, I'm just going to end up with basically a flat surface. I'm going to delete the box out of it and I'm going to put my box on there. That's our whole point. You're not really creating a mock-up from the mock-up. You're using the mock-up in order to get a close enough background and to understand like where your shadows are. I mean, literally, I can grab the box and put it in this view. But what I would need is I would need one with the table surface is, I don't know, this one might be wide enough. Let me see. Because you are dealing with perspective. But then again, by the time you put this thing in there big enough, you're not really paying attention to whether it is in perspective. You're covering up that space there. But I do like to have surfaces that make sense because this, it works. It will still get attention. It still looks nice. But if I were to take my gift box one, let's see. And for this one, I would just use one of the gift boxes. I would not use the combination if it's too wide. Let's see. I think I have a few gift box ones. And I'm looking for something that has like a similar angle. See how this one kind of has a similar angle? Nancy, you trying to make me do some extra work? Oh, Nancy, Coach Nancy, is this what we're doing right now? All right. But yeah, so I would take that box and what I would do is isolate the rear box there. And I'm just gonna do a little rough cut real quick. Y'all don't judge me because this is how I used to be cutting out all my pictures. Y'all click, 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 click. Don't judge me. My best friend say, judge your mammy. Don't judge me. All right. There, and then let's do Control I to get the inverse of it. And it ain't clean cut, but I can kind of get a little bit of that angle there. You know, it ain't perfect, but I can do a little something with it. And I also, yeah, I don't like that angle because then my box top look crazy. But listen to what I'm saying. I'm not using the boxes there. I'm just giving myself something to put here. All right, let me see. Y'all didn't get me on this tonight. Hold on. I'm going to increase the size a little bit here so I have a little room to work with because my box is taller than theirs because I got my box open. All right, so I'm just going to do. And there. Doom, doom, doom. And here. Now I don't have all my shadows on my product and stuff. If I take this right now and I say, all right, now I need to get rid of, I'll keep that little hump right there. And then also I'm seeing that there's a little shadow on top of here. So if I wanted to make this more realistic, bringing it back, I would add that shadow. All right, so generative fill, generate. I want it to be flat in the middle, but it's not. That'll be fine for me because I'm just gonna hide it behind this. So let's go ahead and merge these two. All right, and then I bring my box in. And then let's take this one here, bring it on top for a second, make it a little less opaque. And then I'll go and grab this little section right here of this fabric. Do a little Control J. And then I'll come in here with my pen tool, clean this up a little bit because I want it to look like this fabric is on top. And then this is going underneath. Go ahead and make that a selection. Feather it by 1 pixel. Now this is extra stuff. Like this is not what we doing in Photoshop class, like regular class, y'all. But I'm showing y'all this because y'all staying late, asking a few questions, and I don't mind helping out. I'm gonna do Control. Not Control I yet. I'm gonna do my layer mask. Okay, now that looks like it's on top. Then what I would have to do is, and this is where it gets a little weird. Remember I told you there was a shadow on this box right here? I take my box out and the original box, which I saved over, of course. I'm going to take a little shadow here, a little brush, and make sure I have one of the dark shadow colors here. So I'm just going to copy or hold down Alt while I have my color picker tool or my brush tool, and it turns into a color picker tool. It's going to pick up that black there. And then I want a fresh new layer. Now on that fresh new layer, I'm just going to kind of draw where that shadow would be. And then bring the opacity down with that. And had like a pretty dark shadow there. Now I'm also out of focus right here. So what I'm going to do to add a little bit of distraction there, I'm going to take this same box image here, bring it back on top. I'm going to grab this little orchid here, object selection. We'll grab just that orchid right there. And it looks like it had a little more to it, but that should be good. Do Control J just to duplicate that orchid. Make it bigger and make it a distraction. Yes, I did. Now, was that what I don't know that I was going to do that, but it just bothered me that it was out of focus in the foreground and it wasn't looking, my box was too sharp. My focus was too dull and too blown out. So yes, did I put something there? I sure did. Just like when I was drawing hands when I was in elementary school, even now, And I used to cover up the hands and put the hands in the pocket. You do what you got to do. Okay. We don't have to be top tier professionals in this to make a mock up. All right. So I just did that because I felt like that made sense to kind of cover that corner of the box and make it look like it is integrated into here. All right. Now, with a little more time, I'm sure I can work on things more, but we are going to work on this together tomorrow. We get black here, the foreground, get rid of that little white part right there. All right, so I can save this, and now, thanks to Nancy, let me go ahead and put all of this in this folder. You all now have a box mock-up too. Nancy says, save this. All right, y'all got it. I got y'all. Y'all got it. I'm saving. All right. I didn't do the save dance the whole time, y'all. I am trip home. I'm tripping. All right. So new folder. This is our PSD. Classes is 307. We're making these mock-ups, y'all. All right, so that's where we're starting from. And then I will have some things. So I'll give y'all everything you need to design in Photoshop tomorrow. But I want you to think of how I'm teaching you to do this. You're going to be flipping further. You're going to be doing more work based on what I give you. So I will even give you those AI images that I already have saved so that you all can practice. This type of flip is not like our normal flip where we just flip from one design to the next. This type of flip, what I'm asking you to do is, hey, tackle another product and see if you have an idea of how it can be used to mock up. Okay. This is a complicated version. The version that we do tomorrow will not be complicated. All right. All right, my loves. So that's it. That's all, folks. I love y'all so much and I appreciate you dearly. I've had such a great time today. Let's just summarize the things that you all have done today in AI plus a little Photoshop magic. I ain't mad at you. Ain't mad at you at all. We'll do some more Photoshopping tomorrow. But in the meantime, in between time, get some rest. I'll see you tomorrow for Photoshop class. And if you are not in Craft to Quit, if you are not in our Platinum membership and you would love to be, please make sure that you join us tomorrow. I'm going to have a very special invitation to join our Craft to Quit. And if you don't take advantage of it tomorrow, it'll be regular price again right after that. So right now, joining Craft to Quit is $197. I will have an opportunity for especially those of my gold members to upgrade to the Craft to Quit Platinum so that you have access to the rest of the challenge. Those of you who aren't in the challenge and want access to the challenge, you're going to want not just access to these tools and things that we're doing in the challenge, you're going to want the rest of the 30 days with us hands on, because you will get done with us more in 5 days than you have in the last 5 months with anybody else. I guarantee. All right. So again, I appreciate you. I love you dearly. And until next time, bye. Y'all take care. Good night. And thank you for all the birthday wishes. Good night, y'all.